Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Table Talk. I'm your host, Jake Combs, and today we're taking a look at HeroQuest game system from both Milton Bradley and Hasbro and Avalon Hill. Now, right here we have the original edition, or at least the 1989 edition, and then we also have the much more recent edition that Avalon Hill released. Now, Avalon Hill did send us the new edition for the purpose of our review. Now, the original edition we actually picked up at the Mercenary Market several months ago, like I want to say about 6 months or so ago, and ended up trading some items for it, and it was basically one of my all-time favorite tabletop games as a kid. So we're going to take a look inside. This is only the second time I've opened it since receiving it. We have the classic board. Now, because this was a used copy, everything's out now. The original owner did take much better care than I did back in the 90s. We even still have character sheets on the pad, our character cards, and here we have all of our various tiles. We have a bag of doors, the original dice, all of our various cards, spells, artifacts, things like that. Now, underneath, this is where we have the real treasure. All of these classic minis, including the gargoyle, the mummies, the zombies, skeletons, the warriors, all the orcs and goblins, and in nearly pristine shape, we have all of the terrain as well. Like I said, the original owner did take a lot of care of the game. And considering what little I traded him, I literally felt like I was stealing from him. So, that's the classic HeroQuest at a glance. Now, the new one. I literally just took the plastic off before starting filming. So this is the very first time opening it. Now we have the first tray, which does have all of our minis, dice, or at least a lot of our minis anyway. So, immediately the first thing I notice is the detail on all the creatures and monsters is a lot higher than the original edition. And the original edition was actually how I learned how to paint minis. The very first time I ever painted anything was on that set. And I started with I believe it was actually the gargoyle was the first one I actually did. Decided, go big for my first try, and immediately fell in love with painting. So here we actually have all of our terrain, including some rats. Now, the huge difference that I see right here is that with this terrain, You know, it's all plastic and able to be painted, where the old terrain basically had like a plastic top and then cardboard for the details. So immediately, I absolutely love this terrain so much more than the original. All right, and then here we have our tiles. The detail that they did on the GM screen, definitely a lot better than the original. I really like the artwork style as well. And here's our quest book. Includes maps and things like that. Our rule book, which is much smaller, which means a lot easier to read and learn. And then here are our other tiles. And then lastly, we have our game board, which is actually folded into quadrants, but looks very much like the original did. Just with more detail in the art. So, I mean, at a glance, it looks fantastic. I love the extra detail compared to what it was before, and honestly, I was expecting, when I first heard this announced, that they were actually going to be more or less using maybe some of the same molds, or actually building them very similar to what they had before. But with all of these being completely new original sculpts, definitely has me excited to get there and actually start painting them. Possibly down the road, maybe actually doing, you know, the old versus the new side by side painted up. But only time will tell as far as that's concerned. So excited to actually be able to not only build this, but to get to play the game again. And then this time, hopefully, with my children. So definitely something to look forward to. Thank you to Avalon Hill for sharing this with us, and we cannot wait to get playing. Now, we're actually going to be doing a second video, which will actually be coming out tomorrow, which will have not only the expansion that they sent us, but once we found out that this was going to be coming to us, basically my Christmas list then became filled with all of the current releases. And so we actually got almost everything that's already out. So that way we can actually share that all with you. So we'll be doing that in our next video. So something to look forward to for tomorrow. But as for today, thank you guys as always for watching, and I'll catch you next time.